started you.
Who cares, right? All right, everybody. Welcome to the 416 Drive podcast. We're just two kids from Scarborough, stuck underground in a basement because it's COVID-19. My name is Saad, a.k.a. SK47. My co-host is Jawad. I'm going to let him introduce himself. We're just, 2020 has been a fucking wild ride. And we're just here to share our thoughts. And hopefully you guys can like it and follow us. And, we'll get this thing up and running.
All right, so that was an introduction.
That's what I'm saying.
My name is Jawad. Flight J25 because I always like to fly high. Just a guy born and raised in Toronto, living in Scarborough, stuck underground in my basement, just trying to figure out how to talk about our world right now. What do you think, man? Like,
I mean, COVID is the biggest thing that's happening right now, right? So, I don't know. I think Canada handled it pretty well. Fucking our Prime Minister, arguably the greatest looking Prime Minister in the history of
dude,
Canada.
that hair flip? You seen that hair flip, right?
Everything about that guy, man, just screams Hollywood to me. And, we're just proud that he's our Prime Minister because compared to fucking Mr. Sunny D in USA, he's just much better. And, he just handled it well. The lockdown was good. And I think we're flattening the curve slowly, right? I don't know exactly.
Yeah, so that's what I was noticing is that the rate of which infections are being found has gone down significantly. Not significantly, but it's gone down, which is a positive thing. We are, Toronto especially, I've seen, because for honesty, so I work in banking. The first few weeks, I actually still had to work frontline banking. And I would deal with people coming in and out. And I'd see over time as, things got progressively worse, we implemented new rules, new changes, how many people can enter the bank, what screening questions we'd ask. And I think that in Toronto, this ideology of screening the people honestly came down from government, right?
Right.
Especially I've seen that in us. And now, fortunately, I'm not frontline anymore. I'm working in an office, get to put my feet up and chill, not have to work with random people every day. But, just the thing.
But I think the banking, your bank, which shall remain nameless, your bank sort of handled it pretty well, right? I think it was recently they handled it as best as they could, because I remember just talking to you, they were maybe 2 weeks a little late to put you guys into sort of isolated spaces, but...
Well, I mean, you gotta understand, right? People need to access banking. There's a lot of people that can't do online banking, that refuse to do online banking, people who struggle with people who have accents and can't really call in, right? So I understand the need for actual banks to still be open. So the thing is, the way they kind of went about it at the beginning was kind of rough, where suddenly they decide close down 40% of the banks, force all the customers to go to the 60% that's open. And then once the 60% was open, all the people from the closed banks were also, the employees were also there too. So the first week was just packed. There was 3 people to a computer. There was customers waiting up, crowding the space. It was just not a good situation.
Right.
But after a while, once they got a hold of it, they figured out, okay, you know what? Instead of having so many workers in the branch all the time, let's give some people some time off, some people in. We'll trade shifts, whatnot. We will regulate the amount of people coming into the branches. They ended up putting up plexiglass in front of tellers and in my office, so that if I was even sitting in an office and talking to somebody, I wouldn't be talking it'd still be face to face, but there's a plexiglass, so in case some spit or a cough were to come out, it hit that, protect the customer also, because in case I had something I didn't know about.
All right. That also seems like a permanent solution too, moving forward, right? Just have that plexiglass in there because, you never know what the hell's going to happen down the line. It seems like a reasonable solution to have the glass all the time.
Well, yeah, it is something that they had in the past. If you look at banks and stuff, especially in movies, you'll see how they have the glass walls and everything. And the reason why it was taken down was because we wanted to, banks in general in North America wanted to give up that whole customer service vibe. But I mean, without getting too morbid and too deep into going into banking, let's talk about how COVID is affecting our lifestyle. So both SK47 and I are avid ball players. we try our best, even though our jump shots may not look as pretty as the ones you see on TV.
Yeah, and they never go in.
It's a rough time, man. Like, what are you gonna do, man? Both of us are.
It is a rough time. I mean, even though in our ball league we actually went to the finals and lost, but it is what it is. You were blessed with some height. You're 6'3". I'm 5'9" on a good day. And I mean, when you play a bunch of players who are like 6'3" plus, all five of them, it gets rough. But whatever, we were hoping for a comeback season this year, but obviously, things got in the way. But, lifestyle wise, honestly, I'm not going to say I'm like a big introvert, but I'm not a big extrovert either, somewhere in the middle of the spectrum. But for me, it was an easy handle. Like, obviously, I work in consulting, let's just say. And in my field, definitely not an essential service. Let's just face it. We're just helping rich people get a little richer. It's just what we do. But apparently that's, according to Dougie Ford, that's essential. And he made sure that the rules are kind of sort of in place to keep the construction industry running, the engineering industry running. So all the ongoing projects, especially, they didn't really stop. So things were able to move forward. So I was able to, I guess, work. And our company, they did a pretty good job of moving everybody inside and keep working. So now Monday to Friday, I wake up, whatever.
So you're at home now?
I'm at home. We have everything set up, remote access. So just work from home. That's it. Seems like the company has learned something new here. I think everybody is a lot more comfortable. They're able to deal with their kids, whatever. And then everybody sounds a little... I guess everybody sounds happier because, you check in with your coworkers, see how they feel. Everybody liked the move. Obviously, the fact that you can't go on about your life regularly has affected them. Some of them have, a couple of their relatives... not calling sick, but be sick, and obviously the worry is that they got COVID. But lucky for them, and that wasn't the case. But all in all, I mean, the routine is normal. You just wake up, do some work. By 5:30 or 5 o'clock, you're done, and then try to get some physical activity in. What I've been able to do is because, I mean, let's face it, you don't have to have a camera on all the time, so basically, every time you get you get a chance to leave the computer, I end up doing some reps on like dumbbells or push-ups or something. So keep your body active.
Yeah, it's a really good thing because think about it. You're sitting at home all day, you end up just becoming lethargic and just sitting there, right? At least you're able to do like push-ups and dumbbells and things like that. When I was at the branch, I could not do that.
Yeah.
Because if I'm taking a break, I'm going to the back room. There's like 5 other people there. I'm not going to just squat down and start doing push-ups on the floor.
But I'm not going to lie. When we were at work, me and my buddy there, we had a corner cubicle. We actually set up a space and we told everybody there, like, come in and do some push-ups if you all want. So we used to actually do push-ups until I fucked up my shoulder. We actually do 100 push-ups a day. So that was something we did.
Audience, y'all gotta listen to this. This man has been complaining about this shoulder injury since... How long has it? It's been like 2 years now? Yeah? He's been complaining about it for 2 years. I've told this man, I'm like, hey, go see a doctor. This guy will not see a doctor. I've sent him my sports specialist who helped me out when I tore my meniscus. I told him to go there to get an ultrasound done. This fool still won't do it. And then this guy goes and busts up his ankle.
Listen, I've been taught to go hard or go home and on the basketball course, so that's what I did. And, fucked up my ankle. It is what it is, Sometimes you live and learn. Now I know that shoulder and ankle are something that I gotta... I thought... the problem is you watch these athletes and you think, you're like one of them, right? I thought maybe, I got broad shoulders. Maybe I got the LeBron James fucking genetics here. Maybe recover a little faster, but that's not the case. Obviously, I didn't realize how serious ankle injuries were. That's something I learned. That was new. But, after COVID, those are things I gotta do.
Yeah, take care of that damn shoulder and ankle. All right, go
Yeah.
back to your. Sorry, I interrupted. You can go back to what you were doing at work.
Right. So what else is happening? I mean, obviously, special shout out to everybody in emergency services. Those guys and girls do a fantastic job and like holding it down. I can't imagine what it's like to be at that workspace. It's got to be super stressful. On top of that, I mean, you got to, at the end of the day, you still got to go home. How do you deal with the home life? Especially if you have parents who are unhealthy, whatever, they got diabetes, whatever, heart problems. How do you manage that situation?
Oh, dude, like I think I was telling you earlier, but there's this girl I know whose both her parents are actually doctors, and they've been working frontline. They've been doing all that stuff since the very start, like taking care of patients in and out. And what ended up happening is the mother of the couple, the wife, ended up contracting COVID-19. So yeah, and they were in Toronto, right? So then she ended up isolating herself in Muskoka because they fortunately have a cabin. She was able to isolate herself there. But before doing that, because she would obviously come home from work and she would do like I hear she would do all the things, take off her clothes at the door, go straight into the shower, wash up. But even then, there's only so much you can control. Somehow their daughter, who's about our age, about 24, I think this girl is, she ended up contracting it too. And she was basically bedridden. This girl was literally bedridden for like a week and a half because she was just so weak. She couldn't get. Fortunately, I haven't talked to her in a while, but last I spoke to her, both her and mother were able to recover. I don't think her mother went back into the hospital. I know her dad was still going to the hospital. But like that amount of respect, you putting yourself in there, sacrificing yourself, sacrificing your family, it's just I really gotta praise them. And I honestly think we're doing all these things, we're throwing parades for them, there's like cops, honking their horns and everything. I honestly, like as sad as to say, I don't think it's enough. I think after all this is said and done, there has to be some sort of reform in the public health sector about figuring out how to better compensate them. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if they're getting paid anything extra right now. I'm not sure. I know I know some companies even raised minimum wage. I don't know if the hospitals are doing that, raising their nurses' wages, but that's something that's a must. I mean, doctors and nurses at this time, personally, they should get paid like double or 2.5 times.
Oh,
Straight up. I mean, Jesus, who else can do what they do at this very moment, right?
and have you seen doctors starting to pass away now too?
Right.
It's it's not a good sign, man. It's not a.
And they're the ones flattening the curve, like the whole thing is we just staying indoors is so we can help them out and just stop the spread in whatever capacity we can.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's tough, it's very tough to change your lifestyle. You live whatever how many fuck years one way and then all of a sudden just stop. That's a tough change up.
Yep.
But you gotta whatever, tough titty, you gotta do it. It is what it is.
It is what it is, man. And honestly, all these people protesting, I'm like, hey, I get it. You guys are bored at home. You need to go get haircuts. You need to do all this stuff. But also recognize that there's people that, if they contract this, they can pass. Like, I have family members with diabetes. I have family members with heart condition.
Same.
I know SK47 here has parents that he really worries about. And I have parents I worry about too. And if I have to if like either of us go to Walmart to pick up groceries, and there's an idiot over there who decided not to stay home, and he coughs on an apple, and we bring it home, we don't for whatever reason we forget to wash this one apple, and that's about obviously it's not gonna contract immediately, but imagine it does. How guilty are you gonna feel, man? How guilty are you gonna feel? But it's not even your fault. It's gonna be these guys who decided that they need to get a haircut.
Yeah.
And they need to complain about it.
Yeah, but some of the things we see is pretty stupid. I mean, what is it, High Park? There's still people fucking getting caught left, right, and center. It's like that type of stuff. Come on, man. Just walk outside, whatever. Do your thing. It's like, you know.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure these people don't go to Hyde Park on fucking other years. It's just 2020 all of a sudden hits, and then there's some shit that you shouldn't do, so you do it. So
those kids the other day at the court.
Right. Well, listen, we're not the best of
No.
at following the fucking.
No, but like
We're better than most. I mean, let's face it. What we do is typically there's a court with the net open because somebody opened it, not us. So we
not
go,
us. Okay, just remember that.
not us. So we just go and play with our basketballs. Obviously, we keep our distance. It's not like we're playing 1-on-1, that type of dumb things. We're keeping our distance. Both of us, honestly, we wear gloves and stuff. Wash our hands before, after.
Mm-hmm.
Have sanitizer on. We do that. But then 2 days ago, we saw a couple of kids just walk in. 5, 6 of them, high as fuck.
And then they're like, "Yo, let's play it."
And then let's play. We're like, "Nah, dude, like." We were just there to just shoot the ball. That's it. Shoot the balls, work on our handles, whatever. Not playing defense, not playing 1-on-1. We don't do that.
Not trying to sweat on each other, not coughing on each other.
Yeah, and then I gave him a little bit of warning. I was like, listen, man, the popo is patrolling around, looking for dumb fucks like you. But who knows?
And by the way, I've seen some of the cops, and I've actually talked to a police officer, and he's like, you know what? As long as you're being safe, if it's 1 or 2 of you guys, you guys aren't like playing defense, you guys aren't like going on top of each other. As long as you're working on your craft, that's one thing. But as soon as it's 5, 6 guys who want to play a game, that's when it gets dangerous because there's so many factors there. There's just way too many factors, way too much physical contact.
All right.
So, like the cops going around, there are tickets being given out. The cops giving the tickets aren't doing it because they're having a fun time right now. Because I'm pretty sure none of these cops want to be out and about with like people coughing.
Yeah, they got families too, right? They don't want to be out and about.
So like, if you see a cop and the cop tells you to leave a certain proximity because you're like, there's 5, 6 of you guys all together, then do me a favor, leave the damn place. There's no reason for you to be there. You beans.
Yeah, basically.
But going back to Hyde Park, I don't know if you noticed, they actually closed down Hyde Park.
Good.
No, because like what's it called? Because I work. So I'm at Keelan Dundas right now, right? And Hyde Park is like that Bloor and Parkview area. No, if you go south on Keel, it turns to that other road. What's it called? Parkway. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about.
If I knew what the fuck was down there.
Regardless,
yeah.
So I gotta drive down because I go down Keel and I drive down to get to the Gardner every day. And I see, so now they've actually barricaded all of Hyde Park and they won't, like, there's cops patrolling there. I've actually seen a couple with the dog trying to get in and the cops turn them around. I rolled down my window just to hear their conversation. They're like, yeah, listen, because people aren't respecting distancing rules, we just close it down completely. We're not letting anybody in or out. I get it, there's cherry blossoms going on, but you can...
Who cares about cherry blossoms?
Like, yo, you be super, bro. You were never in a relationship, you don't know, man.
Well, listen, man, you've seen pictures of fucking... cherry blossom. Like, what more can you get out of that?
These girls, they want to go and take 700 pictures. It doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, I appreciate the walk and I appreciate, like, the times, holding onto a girl's hand and doing all that stuff. But these pictures, but like, they need to take their damn Instagram pictures. Like,
I guess so. But listen, 2020. I mean, who in here actually ended 2019 thinking 2020 was gonna be that year? And fuck me. Right from the start, man. Right from the start. It was just terrible. I think I may have had one good week into 2020. Two good weeks. This
has been... Yeah, 2020 has been...
First, Trump does the fucking... the air attack, right?
Trump and Iran? No, wait, what came first?
Trump and Iran.
And then Australian fires?
No. Australian fires were going on, I think.
Yeah, Australian fires came first.
Yeah, then Trump.
Then Trump and Iran.
Then Kobe.
Yo, that was the day after Thing's birthday. Right. That was literally the day after. We went out that night.
That's right.
So it was our boy's birthday. Went to a restaurant. Blah blah blah. Had a good night. A good somber night. Dropped my boy went home with his kid. Me and the other 2 guys. SK. We went home. Next day, wake up to some news, man.
And you were dealing with some other things too.
Oh jeez, I was dealing that day. Oh, just background info. Had a long-term relationship, ended exactly a year ago. It's been exactly a year since the day that it ended. But me and the girl, like, we talked on and off, blah, blah, blah. January 26th, this girl just has to call me up and be like, hey, listen, I know we're friends, but, like, I can't be friends with you because it's causing conflicting feelings, blah, blah. So I'm hearing this on one end. End that conversation, look at my phone. I kid you not, at least, like, 200 messages from my groups, from my different group chats. all saying the same thing. I thought it was a joke, but
2 people hit me up. Whatever.
my guy, you were in the same group chat as me.
2 of them, and those were the only 2. But listen, yeah, that was just whatever. The worst, honestly, one of the worst fucking days I've ever had to deal with. I don't know. It was just weird. You didn't think Kobe would have touched you like that. He just did. And like, the weirdest part is like, I remember exactly what I was doing. I was just, I think I was about to eat my lunch. I was on my laptop and I see TMZ report.
Yeah.
The fucking
Yeah.
It was like, oh, Kobe Bryant dead. I'm like, what the fuck? No way, right?
Like,
no way.
Like, who believes TMZ? Really?
Right. And then I go on whatever Google News, search it up, and then literally every single article that popped up was a reference to the TMZ article. So I'm like, whatever. That doesn't sound too promising.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see your friends, whatever Instagram story is, rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe. And I'm like, well, I know for a fact that they saw the same stupid article I did, right? And then I see Dana White, UFC president, put up a picture. I was like, oh fuck, that sounds serious. Then I see more athletes put up, and I'm like, no way, there's no report. And then they report it, and I'm still in denial. I'm like, how do they know? How do they know, right? And then the news comes out, Kobe, Gigi, 7 others. Just terrible, terrible day. And then, that's how 2020 started. 1 month in. And everybody was thinking, oh, how else could it get worse? Oh boy.
And then there was some dude with a bat.
Right. Listen, do we still know what the cause was now? Is it the bat soup?
Well, I mean, it's the wet markets in China, right? Like, it's just, they got animals on top of animals, like, different species all in the same place, all, like, shitting everywhere, spitting everywhere, and, feces and pus and blood all getting mixed one another, and then, like, it'll touch a chicken and a bat, and some guy will decide to eat some cockroaches with bats, like, I don't even know, man.
It's just what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, listen, and the thing is, a lot of people started getting racist against Chinese people, which is, I guess it's the most expected response, right? You just see somebody and you're just like, oh, well, fucking your country did this.
And then be mad at them.
Something that happened back in, was it 2001, right?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, 2003.
September.
Oh,
9/11?
no, yes.
9/11, right? It's just a bunch of extremists do something, and then all of a sudden, it's just the whole race gets.
Dude, I thank God I'm in Canada, man. My last name is Ahmed. Can you imagine trying to survive New York with that last name at that time?
Don't you still get stopped at certain airports?
Oh, I got detained at a border because of my name. I got detained driving to I was going to the States with my cousin and my brother-in-law, and we're going to their place, and I was the one driving the car. It was his car, and we basically got stopped. They took me in. They're like, oh, it's not your car. I'm like, no, it's my brother-in-law's car. He's literally sitting right beside me, right here. He just let me drive because he wasn't feeling the greatest. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. Come in, let me have some conversation with you. And they took us in, had us there for about an hour, took me into a room, just asking me about what I'm doing. Am I going back to Canada? What I'm trying to get into America for? I'm like, yo, I'm literally just gonna go to my cousin's place. They have a nice place in Brooklyn. I want to chill there. It's it was February when I went. No. It was December. Yeah, it was December. It was right before Christmas. I went because I had nothing better to do. I was gonna go and hang around. And they took me in, asked me all these questions. There was some food that my mom and my aunt sent with us. Asked me where this food came from, if there's anything in this food. They wanted to test the food. Ended up throwing away half our food, which really pissed me off. One of the things were oh, we can't allow lamb in the country. And I'm like, you guys don't have lamb in your country? My guy, what? There was lamb kebabs, right? And I'm like, okay, can I eat it? They're like, no, you can't eat it over here. I'm like, okay, do you guys want to eat it? How dare you? And I'm like, I don't eat it then. But then they threw it all out. I'm like, my guy, there was some good food there, man. Some good brown food there.
Listen, man, in their defense, you got that Osama height, so You know, he's 6'5", you're 6'4", man. You're right there.
Yo, I'm actually 6'3", thank you very much.
Still, you know?
But I play like I'm 7'2".
Yeah.
Ooh.
But, yeah, that was, whatever. And then what else is out right now?
Well, so I'll go quickly back to that, the whole racism thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so
end that out on a positive note.
And I wasn't know. One thing, everyone gotta realize. So, my country, Bangladesh, people eat fermented fish. They literally have fish drying. They sun dry the fish and they eat it. I don't eat it per se. I find it disgusting. My mom loves it. It smells weird, but you know what? That's her thing. Let her have it. So I can't like, even though the whole like bat eating thing or like whatever delicacies they have in China, it seems weird to me. And I feel like there's a cleaner way of going about it instead of putting it in the wet markets where there's like all this stuff together. They can like
but it's like things. You know, in their defense, it's like 90 years of practice. Right?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get. It's their delicacy. There's nothing for us to judge, right? Like we can't. Yeah. I mean, people judge. You know, it's normal. Like I look at Sada on the street. I'm like, yo. So how does someone give this guy a degree from U of T?
That's right.
But you know what? It is what it is. We can't like, even though we judge, we can't make decisions based on our judgments. Right. We can't like think about negatively. So one good thing is in Scarborough, there's this place called like Wuhan Restaurant or something that actually got vandalized because of all this.
Right. Oh, right.
But the community banded together and they, you know what? Their sales went up the roof. And a lot of people actually like their food. I haven't tried their food yet. Maybe I'll try it.
Yeah, we just heard about it recently. But yeah, I mean, that's the right response, right? Because at the end of the day, you know.
People dying everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, like, you know, you can't just group up a race and just because, you know, somewhere, some way, one bat had some fucking infection and then the whole race isn't responsible for it. But I mean, listen, you know, if you look at what the fuck, what's happening in America. Like, 2 weeks ago, they were doing well and then they opened up certain places and then spiked again, right?
Oh, dude. Texas?
There you go.
Texas always opened
Not a single Chinese guy in Texas. So
Texas opened up their restaurants and stuff on Friday.
There you go.
And let's see what happens there, man. Yo, I told you. I think I was messaging you in the group with that thing about the strip club in Texas.
Right. So what are they doing?
Oh yeah. So basically, this one strip club, since the Texas rules is they only open up restaurants and movie theaters. They're not gonna open up everything at once. So this one strip club decided to rebrand themselves as a I was listening to on 680 News here in Toronto. They rebranded themselves as a restaurant, right? So at 12:01 Friday night, they decided to reopen. And in the food industry there, everyone has to wear gloves and masks, right? Surgical masks and gloves. So at that club, everyone was wearing gloves and surgical masks, but apparently wasn't wearing anything else, right? Mm-hmm. And so like some people were like appalled, but like, hey, it's a strip club. It's not a real restaurant. And so then they had this whole like back and forth with the lawyer and the mayor of the city being like, you know what? We rebranded as a restaurant and therefore we should be allowed to open. So just the ideology of it, think about it. People really needed that so bad that they decided to open that up as a restaurant. I just gotta say, man, Texas, you Texans definitely got something. So let's see.
What else? Not problems. Definitely not problems. Yeah, you know,
yo,
that's
dude,
that.
I mean, if Zanzibar opens up.
Listen, it is what it is. But, you know, I guess it's a good way to rebrand a restaurant or a strip club, one way or another, right?
I mean, definitely business is
genius marketing.
Popping.
Well, yeah.
So what else in 2020, man? What else happened?
The Jordan documentary, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's the only way basketball is being relevant right now. But actually, do you want to talk about first the Jordan documentary or how the basketball season should continue? Because that's a hot topic too.
When we're talking about how the lockout happened.
Right.
Do you remember where we were when we got that news?
I think we played a game, right?
We didn't play a game. Because the other team forfeited.
The other team forfeit. I guess in hindsight they were being smart because I guess
But I mean,
you know, they forfeit for legitimate reasons.
No,
we showed up because we were like, fuck it, we're gonna get this dub.
No, real talk. They forfeited because they heard Saad was gonna be on the court, and they're like, yo, they don't want to get bodied by this 210 man's.
Right.
Trying to post up on them.
Yeah, average 2 points per game, but whatever. But yeah, so we were. Yeah, so we played whatever, and
we played pickup.
We played pickup, yeah. But back then, I mean, we didn't even think Canada was gonna get hit by COVID.
Yeah,
I mean, it was so early on.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, right. There were maybe.
Yeah.
Very few cases.
Very few cases.
Whatever, right? So we go in and then we play our pickup, whatever. We get the win. We do our typical whatever St. Louis.
No, did we go? St. Louis? Oh yeah, we did.
We did, yeah.
Oh, but no, let's talk about like what happened in our pickup game before that. That was the day I hurt my knee.
Oh right. Oh, was that the day?
That was the day. That was the last day we played. That was the day we hurt my knee.
Right.
Remember, because one of my, I was
oh right, one guy just decided to fucking destroy it.
Well, nah.
He was
slipped.
Hard.
He slipped. Like it was a simple move. He slipped, and then like his leg went under mine, and I had the ball, tried to do a little cross. He slipped. I stepped on him. I went down. My knee went in the direction I didn't want it to go, and I heard something pop.
Yeah.
And since then, my quad's been hurting.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law that day too hurt his back.
I think I was just limping up and down the court.
Yeah.
I didn't really hurt anything too bad, but like I was hurting all the time. So
the funniest thing is the same person defended all three of us. All three major.
Well, yeah.
All three. So I got hurt. The guy was defending me. Then the guy went to defend my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law ended up going up and hurting his back. And then Saad, he was decided like, yo, I'm just gonna guard Saad, see what happens. And then Saad starts limping.
But yeah.
And then
after that, whatever, we are all injured.
And I was on the bench when I heard. So basically, the convener for the league was sitting on the bench with me, like as I'm on the ground with my knee up on the bench. This guy just like yells out, he's like, "Holy fuck!" And I'm like, "Wait, what happened?" He's like, "Rudy Gobert is sick." And I'm like, "Gobert is sick?" He's like, "Yeah, Gobert got tested positive, and so did Donovan Mitchell." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is a boost. This can't be real." Right. So then I kind of crawl over to my bag. I pull it up, and I'm like, Rudy Gobert did catch it.
Yeah.
Do you remember what Gobert did the day before?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like a joke gone horribly wrong. Like, that was because he touched the mic, and he was just like, ooh, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess he took the blame for the NBA being shut down.
Defensive player of the century.
Right. Just shut down the whole NBA. I mean, whatever. You know, they handled it well, I gotta say, man. Only like a couple of cases of COVID in the league. Mm-hmm. They shut it down. I mean, every other sports team shut it down. NHL, everybody.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we don't give a fuck about hockey here, but... we got a couple of guests in mind that knows a bit about hockey, so...
And I mean, we got Toronto. We got Leafs pride.
Yeah, we got Leafs pride. Even though it is what... Like, that's the thing, you know, if it's Toronto, that's it. You know, greatest rapper of all time, Drake. It is what it is. You know, greatest player ever... Kawhi? I don't know, Kyle Lowry.
No, I know Kyle Lowry with that booty, fam. Kyle Lowry with that booty.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry with that booty all day. I don't care who
size 48 waist, whatever.
I got my nephew a jersey. My brother-in-law was like, "Yo, why don't you get him Siakam?" I'm like, no. Do you see what Kyle Lowry does for his league? This guy's like 6 feet tall, setting up picks on like guys who are 6'9".
Probably pound for pound one of the strongest guys in the league. I've never seen a center he can post up against centers. I mean, he does a fantastic.
Dude, this guy draws charges like it's nobody's business.
Yeah. Very old school mentality, old school defense too. I mean, he's probably one of the few guys that likes to get up in your face and gets physical. But what were we talking about?
Talking about Toronto Pride, I think.
Toronto Pride, yeah. Well, yeah, but the league.
Oh yeah, the league being shut down. Right.
Being shut down. They handled it well, and I don't know. I think they've opened practices. I think they're saying that they're gonna open their facilities, right?
Talking about, I don't think it's opened yet.
Okay.
I think they're looking at May 11th.
May 11th, right, in 2 weeks.
Whatever, yeah, so May 4th, May 11th is when they're talking about reopening everything.
All right. So obviously the players have been tested and retested, and these guys obviously top of the line, I guess, human beings, right? Whatever, like.
Yeah.
They're not the COVID isn't gonna be a problem for them, but definitely just like everybody else, everybody around them is gonna be a problem.
You would think that, man. So I don't know, like, obviously I'm more of a I have a more avid soccer following than SK does, but there's actually been quite a few cases in soccer of athletes getting sick, and a lot of them actually feeling the effects of it. So one player in particular,
I'm kidding.
yo, my guy, I don't give a shit what you say, man. These mans run like 12 kilometers a game.
That's so weird, dude.
Yo,
Arguably the best lungs in the world.
Yeah.
And then fucking.
So Paulo Dybala, who's like he plays for Juventus, a team in Italy. Italy being one of the hardest hit places in the world. So this guy is a center attacking mid, a runner. He's arguably like a top, like one of the top athletes, one of the top players. Like any team would that have him. Anyways, this guy got it, and this guy was in an interview was saying that he was struggling walking from his kitchen to his living room. Like, and I get it, athletes obviously have these huge mansions, and their kitchen to living room was
yeah. He probably had to walk like a kilometer in a fucking maze.
Nah, but still, like real talk, like this guy was struggling. This guy was like he couldn't get out of bed. There was like 2 days where he just sat in bed. And again, a guy who runs like I don't know what he runs on average. I'd say about 10 kilometers a game. Dybala, center attacking mid, runs a lot. For him to be like, for him with that lung capacity.
Did he have other issues like that they found out? Maybe he had like I don't know, some diabetes.
Underlying? No, I don't think he does.
Yeah.
Again, I can look all this up. Obviously, being our first episode, we have done zero research on anything we're saying.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to figure it out right as we go.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so even with specimens in the NBA, even if they bring it back, you never know. Like if LeBron gets it, for whatever, and it's
listen, man,
LeBron gets it, yeah.
There's gonna be maybe 10 seconds he's gonna feel it, and that's it, man. LeBron's a fucking. I don't even know. That guy's a.
So would you say he's better than Jordan?
No, not better than Jordan, and that discussion will lead up to it slowly. But
true.
So, NBA, should they reopen? You think?
If they reopen, it should be in what they're thinking about. They thought about doing it either in Vegas or in Orlando Disney World.
Why?
So that they can contain the families, right? Because Disney World has an infrastructure of like they contain all the.
So they still want to have a crowd there?
No, only players and staff.
Okay, yeah.
Right, so then it's easy because like think about it, each team has like 15 players plus how much staff, so each team needs at least like 50 people.
Yeah.
And if they bring it back, so are they only bringing back playoff teams, which is like the 8 teams from each side, so the 16 teams, or are they bringing back the entire NBA and doing a play-in tournament?
Right.
Excuse me. So if they do it, they need a space like Vegas or somewhere where they can confine the entire community, not have too much in and out, have just essential staff there for medicine, for nutrition, for refereeing, for a specific amount of TV media. And the good way about doing this is because
forget TV media. I mean, let's face it. Right now, you got companies doing Zoom calls. They can fucking do some Zoom.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they can. Media can.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the cameras and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Right. So
think about it, yo. Because right now, stadiums are built. So modern NBA stadiums are built for fans, for real people sitting in there, right?
Right.
None of them are built for the optimal TV camera angles, right? Because obviously there's people there, there's so much noise and stuff. Now, if they do it without all the people, they can set up cameras everywhere. You can see pretty much any angle for a person. So for a person like me who's only ever been to one basketball game in my life,
yeah,
I consume all 99.9999% of my basketball on a TV.
Yeah.
So if I can see angles that I can't see now, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be. But then again, I think the league ambassador, LeBron, basically said that he's not gonna play if it's not in front of the fans, right?
He said that originally, but he afterwards was like, "Oh, you know what? I understand what's going on. I understand that, we gotta think about the people."
Right.
So we're gonna take a quick break. We'll get back to the NBA as soon as we're back.
Oh. Okay, we're back.
That was an interesting lull. Okay, so going back to NBA, yeah, LeBron has said he doesn't want to play in front of fans, without fans, but then also he came back and said.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. It was very, very quickly after. He was just like, you know what? He's like, he recognized his mistake, and obviously LeBron is a very media savvy guy, so he knows what to say to make the crowd love him.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, I think Kawhi straight up, he had I read a quote somewhere. I think he just said, yeah, it's gonna be weird, but it is what it is, like something along those lines.
Kawhi, I honestly can't get
I
a
don't
read
think
on
this
man.
dude gives a single fuck.
I do not get a read on this man. Like, what is he saying? Like, what is he thinking?
He's stone cold, man. That guy is stone cold.
Anybody from Kawhi's camp, reach out to us. The416drive@gmail.com. Anybody from Kawhi's camp, reach out to us and get us an insight onto this guy's mindset, because this guy literally is a Terminator. I have no idea what he's thinking.
And of course, since he brought a championship to Toronto, we think he's a GOAT. It is what it is.
Gotta respect him, even though I hate him.
Yeah. This guy hates him. I don't care. I mean, listen, man. You gave us a parade. That's it.
My guy, I was there from 2 a.m.
You were there. Listen, man. You actually experienced this, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I love that. Even like when he... Honestly, that parade, I don't blame on the Raptors staff. I blame on the Toronto police, because they did not clear out the roads. These dumbasses decide to start cleaning the roads as the parade bus was coming. What do you expect? People are going to stand from... like. That's the thing, man.
Well, that's the delay you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, man. Listen, delay, whatever. They've never had a parade, obviously, because Leaves haven't done much. I mean,
their last parade was
93 Blue Jays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like whatever.
Which my dad went to.
Really?
Yeah.
That's jokes.
This guy used to help me.
93, so 26 years, man. Like, come on. You got to give him a break.
Yeah, I know, but still.
It is what it is. But, back to this playing thing. I think NBA, yeah, they got to find a way to continue and finish off the season. I think, there's a lot of, it's a big part of, I guess, not the economy, but it's a big business. I mean, it's a lot of money on the line here, so they got to find a way to make it work.
Oh yeah, I mean, it does help the economy. Like when the All-Star game happened in Toronto, my dad, who works in like the hotel industry, he was telling me the influx of just like the people that were here, and every time playoff games, people would come stay at hotels, fans would come into Toronto.
Yeah,
like sports helps the economy at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
and also helps their mental well-being.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason. I think everybody's just going a little crazy because they don't have nothing to watch. Yeah, which leads us to the Jordan documentary, because I guess ESPN was like, you know what, fuck it.
Oh, so smart.
It's done. We'll post it. We'll upload it. And the good thing is they actually had I didn't know, but I guess they have a deal with Netflix where everything's coming out on Netflix every Monday morning.
So Sunday it's on ESPN and Monday it's on Netflix.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean...
Wait, you didn't watch it? So where'd you watch it? You just...
Netflix.
Oh, you've been watching on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were actually watching on ESPN.
No. I watched it on Netflix. I mean, it's great. We get to relive, I guess, Jordan's last year. And documentary, I mean, you've seen the first 2 episodes, right?
Yeah, I've seen the first 2 episodes. I'm about to watch the second 2 today. Yeah.
So, very well done. I mean, they jump back and forth in timelines. I think it's a very smooth documentary, Not once did I just look at the time or whatever, being like, whatever, this is getting boring. Not once. Very tuned in. Everything was good. But, yeah, man. Jordan now, and the shitty thing now is like every fucking sports segment is like, oh, how good is Jordan compared to LeBron, which is the age-old dumb argument.
This is okay. So this is one thing that I was actually talking to my brother-in-law about, and this guy, my brother-in-law,
very very educated guy, probably knows basketball more than both of us combined.
Also a very passionate guy.
Passionate.
When it's his teams, he'll go crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna refer to him a lot, and hopefully he'll be on this podcast soon.
I'm pretty sure he'd love to.
Oh yeah. So anyways, I was talking to him about this yesterday, actually, being like, this documentary was possibly the best thing that can happen for Jordan in this Jordan and LeBron debate, especially coming out right now, because LeBron was going on a tear the past 6 weeks before the league ended. LeBron was on a pretty big tear. Like, you would think on a team with a Anthony Davis in his prime and LeBron in his year 17, it'd be more of Anthony Davis' team, which it was. Like, Anthony Davis was a top
I think
scorer.
It still is, to be honest.
But dude, the
narrative is LeBron, but you gotta realize it's if AD plays bad, it's over. No, LeBron can play well.
AD has games that was playing bad, and LeBron just took over. LeBron. That's what I'm saying.
They complement each other pretty well.
They do complement each other, but I'm talking about like a very small sample size. Like I say the past 6 weeks, but especially the past 4 weeks. Like since the All Star break, LeBron was like.
Well, I mean, let's face it. Since Kobe's passing.
Oh yeah, since Kobe's passing.
That's what it was.
Yeah, those.
I mean, let's face it. You know, even I would like to see LeBron win a championship just for Kobe. It is what it is. I mean, but at the same time, you know, he's not the. I mean, the guy's a freak. I mean, he's
still the focal point of their offense.
Well, he's a point guard, right?
Yeah, he is.
He's the point guard.
Like, even though AD is scoring more, but numbers wise, it's not like that much more.
Yeah.
His PPG is only like
25, 26.
No, it's like
just typical for LeBron.
2 or 3 more than LeBron's.
Right.
It's not a big difference from LeBron, right?
Yeah, but I think.
So, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, what were we talking about?
No,
Jordan.
So what I'm saying is like, well, my whole thing is like, because LeBron was going on this year, then suddenly the NBA stops, and then this thing comes out, and everyone sees how great Jordan was. And me, I'm a huge LeBron fan. I always thought like I preferred LeBron over Jordan. Watching
Kobe. I'm a Kobe guy. But
okay, all respect to where respect goes, but
yeah.
You know, anyways, watching this documentary, I'm like, holy crap, Jordan was doing things in his time that like people. Bulls versus Celtics, when Celtics had what's it called? Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Parrish, DJ, like that team was struggling with Jordan. And this is like Jordan's second year?
I'm not gonna say they were like struggling is not the.
They were struggling containing Jordan. Jordan went off for like 49
defensively, but offensively they got theirs. I think offensively they just got theirs.
They got theirs, but they also got theirs because like Bulls as a team before Jordan went in was a really weak team.
Even with Jordan for a while.
Like with Jordan for a while.
Before like, Pippen, Phil Jackson, I mean, you know, they highlighted pretty well that what was the change. But yeah, I mean, I think part of the reason Jordan is so great is because his game was so ahead of his time. Literally like 30 years ahead of his time. You put Jordan right now, he's top 5 player.
Yeah, he still slashes, he still shoots the mid-range. He still does all that, but it's his mentality. Yeah, he was never one to pack it in, like
psychopath mentality.
This guy had a broken foot, and he was still like, "Nah, I'm gonna play." He's like, he didn't care. He wanted to play the entire.
And I think I like the analogy too that he said. I think was it the owner of the Bulls was like, if you had 9 pills that would work and 1 pill that would kill you, you know, would you take that risk? And he's like, well, it depends how bad the fucking headache is. And I think that's what it was. You know, Jordan was a glass half full type of guy, not looking at it as a half empty. So I think that's, you know, he was just a relentless competitor. But even though, I mean, let's face it, man, everybody back in the day was like that. You can't sit there and say Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kareem, these guys didn't have that mentality. I just think Jordan gets glorified because he had the best looking game. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And he was the perfect dude to globalize the fucking sport. I mean, Magic Johnson, as good as like he had great passes, but he didn't look good playing the game. I mean, well, he looked good, but not as good as Jordan, right? Yeah. The game wasn't
like Hakeem Olajuwon, arguably the greatest center, like defensively, offensively, this guy was a beast. Yeah. But how many people could emulate that game, right? Yeah. How many people are like, oh, the tallest on the court, and then suddenly can do all these skyhooks and stuff like that? It's obviously his, like, not a skyhook, right? His dream shake was nice to watch, but like it wasn't like what a young kid wants to do. A young kid wants to, like, you know,
it's what they should do, but
be flat. Yeah, I know. That's what they should. But if we're talking about what people should do, I should not be outside the key at any point.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's what it was. But you got to give credit to Jordan, man. The guy, I mean, somewhere along those lines, he thought of those moves. And he combined a lot of moves. Like, he moved like a guard and a center combined. And then the jump shots, too. I mean, his athleticism made those jump shots possible. I mean, if you look at some of the spinning moves he would do, I mean, you know, not a lot of players today could pull those.
Yeah, dude. It's incredible. This guy's hands are just that big, right? And
hands were big. I mean, his whatever once whatever, standing vertical was what, 40 inches.
But the thing is, like, he's not doing like complicated, like he's not doing like an AI crossover.
Yeah, very
not,
simple moves.
Yeah, like he's not doing like a Stockton through the legs pass. He's not like. It's just if you watch his moves, it's just the simple things that people should be practicing. This guy literally was. It was just repetition in his blood.
Yeah.
Right. It's the simple things that he does.
Guess who is Kawhi?
Yeah.
Kawhi, the only guy that I see actually emulating Jordan.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie. He's the one thing about Jordan that I think, like, I'm a big Kobe fan. I really can't, like, the biggest difference between Kobe and Jordan, in my opinion, was I think Jordan thought 3 steps ahead every time. Like, even from his very setup where he would receive the ball as part of the offense, he knew what fake to do, what move to do, and then he would just do it. And you don't see him wasting time. You don't see him dribbling a lot. Like Kobe he didn't give a shit where he set up on the floor. I mean, I know obviously he would set himself up, but I mean, he just didn't care. Like, I would see him just grab the ball, pull it back, dribble, crossover, whatever, and then do his move. So Jordan never did that.
Yeah.
He limited his dribbling. Almost.
Yeah.
Especially towards the later years. I think in the beginning he did have to dribble, I think, because, let's face it, he didn't have the Pippen. He didn't have that
he didn't have Kukoc. He didn't have... I mean, Kerr was there, but... No, Kerr came later, sorry.
Yeah.
But, okay, so one of the big things I gotta say, Jordan versus Kobe, because a lot of people say Kobe was the first one that emulated Jordan's game. Was one of the first people that emulated Jordan's
successfully,
game. Yeah, successfully. But the difference is Jordan knew when to pass it.
Kobe figured that out later on.
Even then, Kobe struggled with it, man. Kobe, like, his own mentality wouldn't let him do it.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Kobe, the biggest difference was Kobe was just, he just had a very 1v1 mentality, right? He just, like, he would go 1-on-4, 1-on-3, like, he didn't give a fuck.
Because his mentality was, like, this is what I think, obviously, like, I can't interview him ever in my life because he's gone.
Yeah.
But his mentality was that I know I'm the best on my team.
Yeah.
Since I know I'm the best on my team, why am I gonna even take that risk of letting, like, a Derek Fisher?
No, but he did trust Fisher.
No, he trusted Fisher. But I'm saying, like, in situations where it's like, okay, it's a similar shot. Even if Fisher has, like, one guy on him, I have 2 guys on me, I would rather take this because I know my shot's better. Yeah. Or my shot's better than, like, Shannon Brown or, like, Ron Artest.
But that's the thing, though. Think about those names you just mentioned.
Dude, Ron Artest was a solid player.
Solid player, but
Derek
not
Fisher
offensively.
was a solid player. Offensively, yeah, he was a solid player. Yo, think about his stint in Pacers.
He what?
Was in Indiana.
15 points, 16 points per game.
I don't know.
But that's the thing, like, it's so weird because I actually looked into some advanced stats. Kobe's advanced stats aren't even that good. Like, if you compare him to LeBron, Jordan, there's, like, a big difference. So, like, I really wonder why that is. Because no way in hell you can't just say that, oh, Kobe shit. No fucking way. Like, the guy is, arguably talent-wise, ability-wise, top 2. There isn't a move Kobe can't do. There isn't a thing Kobe can't do on the court.
He practiced hard. The only reason I don't like Kobe as much is because of his mentality. Because he was not willing to give up the pass. He was not willing to share the glory.
I think I don't think glory is the right word. I think he just generally believed.
But he wanted to.
He didn't have anybody good enough. I think because think about it this way: Jordan was the same thing for the first 7 years. Mm-hmm. He was the same thing, and then until he saw Pippen
blossom, really.
Not even turn into this guy. That's when he said, "You know what? I can trust him." I don't think Kobe ever had that.
No, but even with Shaq, the whole reason why Kobe and Shaq broke up was because Kobe was like, nah, I'm the guy.
Kobe was in Pippen's shoes, so to speak, but he played way better than Pippen too.
Yeah, but like, he literally broke. So he didn't do
right. He just had a spoiled mentality for it. Yeah. I think and I think that's the thing. I think when you watch episode 3 or 4, you'll see this thing Jordan does where Phil Jackson, I don't want to ruin it for you. Whatever. You're going to see it either way.
Yeah.
Where Phil Jackson asked Jordan to pass the ball to Paxson. Mm-hmm. Right? This is the Lakers finals. Mm-hmm. And Jordan was like, okay, you know what? Phil told Jordan that, okay, Paxton's going to be open, just pass him the ball. Jordan gets double team, he passes the ball, Paxton has the shot. Jordan gets double team, Paxton hits the shot, and then he keeps hitting the shot. And basically Jordan was like, you know what? Yeah, this shit works. Right? I think part of it was for Jordan, if he sees something working, he doesn't care as long as it's winning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Kobe, for the most part, was like that. Like, later on in his career, like, because think about it this way. The moment he got Pau Gasol, they just went to the finals, man.
Yeah.
He was just one good player away from going to the finals.
But it's not like Kobe brought the best out of Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol is one of those players that doesn't.
I think so.
I think Pau Gasol is one of those players that doesn't need the ball in his hand all the time, right?
No, but
he doesn't need too many touches to be good, and he could be good in a lot of situations.
Right, but that's like, I think that's any all-star level player.
Yeah.
Right. But one thing I liked about that relationship was I don't think Kobe, like, and I think we're gonna tie this back to LeBron soon. I think part of it is like when Paul played with Kobe, Paul's numbers didn't drop. Mm-hmm. It was like a direct increase. It was like whatever Paul brought to the table, Lakers. It was just whatever the base Lakers. Plus you added that.
Yeah.
And you saw the impact because they went to the finals.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you know, there's something to be said about Kobe's thing, but it's just I think it was, he just didn't get to experience a good player next to him for entirety of his prime. I think that was the biggest thing with Kobe's career, because he experienced success extremely early on, almost got a little spoiled. And then he got trapped in an island for like 3 seasons or 4 seasons, I think, where it was just him and a bunch of scrubs. Let's just face it. And then he finally got management stepped up and made this deal happen. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, it happened, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell, too. I mean, for a guy who gets a bad rep as a terrible teammate, they sure do love his ass. Like, Pau Gasol, if I'm not mistaken, moved to LA alone just to take care of Kobe's family. Like
I know Pau Gasol sent a cake. Pau Gasol
No, like he moved to LA.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Like, that's some deep friendship there.
Yeah.
I think this Kobe just gets a bad rap. I think ever since the Colorado case, he just, he wasn't the most likable guy, I guess, right?
Yeah.
To mainstream media. So that's what happened to him. So now, LBJ Jordan, LBJ Kobe. I don't think you can just put him past Kobe, but that's just my opinion.
You don't think you can put LeBron past Kobe?
No, there's a debate. It's a debate.
I don't think so, man. I think LeBron over Kobe. It's no debate there. And I'd say most sports analysts would agree.
No, but they just... Okay, who are the analysts, though? Like, look at it this way. You got...
Dude, even if you ask Skip Bayless, I'm pretty sure he would agree.
No, what I'm saying is analysts aren't players, right? All the players... Actually, I think Chris Broussard said it, too. Mm-hmm. Chris Broussard is actually one of the fair analysts that I've seen.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't hate on Kobe or whatever. Even he said that players who played against both LeBron and Kobe tend to pick Kobe. And I don't think that's some bias against old generation shit. I just think that it's just...
I have to agree. In a one-on-one situation, I think Kobe is better because Kobe just has that more like that much skill.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy's step back, this guy's fade, this guy's post move. Like,
but I think it's also like his attack mentality too. No, people don't credit, like, we had this discussion when we saw Kawhi play. Mm-hmm. Just that ability to do the little things, whatever it takes to win, whatever it takes to put the pressure on the defense, right? And defensively on the offense. Like, Kobe had that in him. He just, like, numbers didn't really suit him that much. Like, obviously, he put up great numbers.
But even then, like, so I was watching the because they had to play on TSN, game 5 or game 5,
yeah,
or game 6. Sorry, was it game 6? Was it a 6-game series or a 5-game series when Boston won against Lakers?
6.
Yeah, so I was watching game 6. It was the last game.
Yeah,
and Kobe, like, when he had the ball, like, Boston was shook. But when he didn't have the ball, he wasn't running as hard to his spots.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't doing like he wasn't doing this like, okay, I need to get to this spot. What Jordan, if I'm watching this documentary and watching clips from it, when he didn't have the ball, Jordan is like sprinting to that corner. Jordan is coming in for a handoff.
I don't know. Like, just depends. Those are like selective plays, right?
That's
like I'm pretty
true.
sure everybody takes plays off, right?
That's also true, but
like for me, I think the biggest thing is I know Jordan and Kobe are the most direct comparison, but at the same time, we never seen Jordan play with a dominant center. And what I'm trying to say is that when you play with a dominant center, there's a lot of you got to pay attention to the guy in the middle. So you're gonna clog the paint naturally.
yeah.
So Kobe, like I saw a series against San Antonio, right?
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a time where Kobe can drive to the fucking basket. It was just clogged in the middle. Every shot Kobe made was a jump shot, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not like it's a weird way for him to play, and he played in a very I think the way Kobe got to play offense was basically Phil Jackson would just draw a play for him, and he just said, Kobe, just make a shot for yourself. That's basically what it was most of the time, right? With Jordan, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Phil Jackson told him, but he had a Pippen, and he also had a bunch of shooters too. Kobe, I don't think he had never had good shooters around him. He had shooters in Tony Kukoc, Paxson in the first three-peat. What's
Kerr
that guy?
in the second.
Kerr, Steve Kerr. Even Pippen was a good. Pippen was a better three-point shooter than Jordan.
Yeah, you're right.
He had guys to spread the floor
Jordan
where he could get, and LeBron has that too, right? So these are some the numbers get skewed because of these type of factors. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I think top three hands down. You pick them, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe.
Yeah.
I just don't think Kobe deserves to be anything below top five. To me, it's just
below top five. No, I think he's a top five. I think I would put Hakeem in that top five too of players of all time.
Hakeem, I put Shaq dude. Shaq, I know Shaq wasn't the most dedicated, but the 4 seasons where he was just that dominant fucking force.
Oh yeah, that.
I don't think any player comes close. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, the reason I pick Hakeem is because the 2 years Jordan was retired in the middle.
Yeah.
Hakeem won it.
Yeah.
And Hakeem was just a dominant force. No one was able to handle him.
You're right.
You wanna pick that up?
No, we're not gonna pick those up. But yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, is that an indicator of our time?
Soon.
Okay.
But then there's now when you look at Jordan and LeBron, right now every analyst is ganging up on LeBron, saying that he's not a competitor like Jordan, killer mentality. Okay.
And I can see why. An analyst would say
I just don't think LeBron takes that personal challenge. He has a very CEO type of robotic approach to basketball. Jordan and Kobe had a very passionate approach. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna take you. Like the old school.
Mm-hmm. So
LeBron is very different.
LeBron does have a more calculative, analytical way, thinking way of approaching, right? Because think about it. Last year, once LeBron got hurt and he saw the team was garbage with him being hurt, he shut it down. He's like, screw it. But Jordan, when he got hurt, he still tried to fight. Granted, they made the playoffs with only 30 wins. Can you imagine a team making a playoff with 30 wins right now? It wouldn't make sense. He made the playoffs with only 30 wins, and he got fortunate that that's all it took for him to get there. But he still was refusing to shut it down. He was still like, no, I'm going to try. Whereas LeBron was like, you know what? I know even if he forced himself, he's going to come back. Even if it's that 10% injury thing, he wasn't willing to risk it. He's not willing to risk that injury.
And I think even before that, I think it was 2018 finals or 17, I forget. There was a one-on-one moment that could have been with Kevin Durant.
18 finals.
18 finals. And LeBron just said, fuck that shit. And I don't know. I think for me, it's weird, man, because Miami Heat LeBron, he did not back down from nobody. Miami Heat LeBron was a different type of animal. People forget that.
Miami Heat LeBron was also prime LeBron when he was young and agile.
Yeah, he had the energy.
He doesn't have that energy anymore, which we see with him shutting down on defense and stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like LeBron needs to be a small forward as opposed to a point guard. He just dribbles way too much, eh?
Yeah, gas is out.
Yeah.
Trust me, dribbling is tough.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing with Jordan. I mean, Pippen was doing that. He had the Pippen. And Pippen, I know a lot of people don't give Pippen the credit, man. We only got to see Pippen on his own one season, and he went further into the playoffs than Jordan ever did without him.
Yeah.
So you got to give credit where credit is due. I mean,
but even Pippen with Trailblazers was nice.
No, but like, it's not a prime Pippen on his own, right? Who knows, man? I honestly, just looking at Pippen's skill set, Pippen was the first LeBron, in my opinion. And I believe Pippen, I mean, if you drop Pippen into this league's NBA, his athleticism easily top 10. Yeah. Pippen was a freakish athlete. And he's like a Giannis, too. Like, long limbs. Mm-hmm. You know, 3 steps, he's in the fucking whatever, in the paint. Like, he was a freak, man. And obviously, you know, obviously the players right now, they have better shooting, whatever. But Pippen definitely could have been something.
So my thing is, okay, Pippen was arguably one of the best defenders of all time. Guards 1 to 5.
Probably better than Jordan too.
Oh yeah, no, I'd say Pippen defensively. Pippen is better than Jordan. Pippen can shut things down, right? Not saying that Jordan's a bad defender. Jordan was also a great defender, but so back then you were allowed to hand check.
Yeah, but defense was easy. Defense was easy.
So
it's
now
not something LeBron can say.
Now that you can't hand check anymore, does his defensive rating go down? Because now it's all legs just being side to side.
I don't even know how they come up with those stats. I have zero clue, but
defensive rating, it's
whatever. You got to go by eye test. Mm-hmm. I just think defensively, it's more of an effort thing. No matter which, his skill is involved, obviously.
Oh, yeah, defense is all it's
effort, but also there's some skill. Not some. A lot of skill involved, but defense is effort based. And LeBron, honestly, my beef with LeBron, I think I told you this before, is like his game is still the game he came into the league with. He just got smarter.
Yeah.
Right? Like for me, like 17 years in, how do you not have like a simple one dribble jump shot that you can just rely on?
Oh no, man, that shot that he takes where he just looks at the ball in his left hand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the 3-pointer, you mean?
Yeah, the 3-pointer. Just like he just looks at the ball and then he just goes for a shot. Yeah, I get what you mean.
But he's only gonna make 2 of those a night. That's a 3-pointer. But like he needs to what I noticed with Kobe and Jordan was Kobe and Jordan learned how to.
They changed their game.
Use energy effectively for offense and effectively for defense.
If you're talking about effectively, LeBron's the most effective of all of them.
No, but he doesn't play defense.
But he plays when he needs to. He plays like playoff.
No, but
that's the whole thing about.
But that's the thing, though. I don't think you can make the argument he plays when he needs to. Sometimes you need to play all the time, right? If the games are tight, you gotta play all the time.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like watching the Bulls documentary, and whatnot.
But he does have I give you this. LeBron sort of has a long, like a 7-game plan, so to speak. He'll give up game 6. Just to beat you in game 7 type of deal.
He's playing chess. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like the Boston series, like that team was butt ass fucking garbage. The Boston versus Cleveland in 18. Mm-hmm. I know everybody gave credit Boston, who blah blah, but like, they were just a garbage team. And LeBron, I mean, the guy just single-handedly just defeated them. Yeah. Right? I think he could have done it anytime he wanted to, but he
just chose to prolong it.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, right? Like, the reason why, that's another thing I was talking about now, about the reason why NBA players back in the day had a harder time lasting as long is because
they played hard all the time.
Dude, they played hard all the time. They're playing like full court presses 42 minutes a game. People would laugh right now. If you even talk about full court press without it being the last 4 minutes a game, people are going to laugh. They're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Which is something that Toronto actually used. Toronto's defensive switching was the reason why we beat Milwaukee.
Yeah.
100%. The fact that we could switch on everything. We played.
No, we got dogs, man. Fucking, we got 2 people living. We picked up from the streets. I mean,
man, Steady Freddy was full court pressing like against thing. He was trying to full court press Ben Simmons at one point. Ben Simmons was shook. Ben Simmons was like, "What's this little man doing with me?"
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, yeah.
So yeah, that's what LeBron, I guess, lacks.
But like, I mean, he does have okay. As far as like the whole blunders go, like obviously 2011 NBA Finals was like his biggest. But for me, more than 2011, I think 2011, I honestly give the guy a pass just because, like literally everybody hated him,
Mm-hmm.
and then on top of that, I think they were like, didn't they try to break into his house or some shit? I remember
I
some.
honestly don't know.
Yeah,
And
but
plus, he was getting over his old stepfather situation too.
oh yeah, no, that was last year, right? The year before that,
What? Delonte West?
2010. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, man. That stuff like sticks with you.
yeah.
That stuff sticks with you, man.
But yeah, I think LeBron. I think Mavs also played him very well too.
And yo, you gotta put credit where credit's due, man.
Dirk, fuck.
Turk, whew.
GOAT level playing. But see, that's the thing. I think you know what happened was LeBron in that series was forced to play sort of coached basketball. It wasn't his brand of basketball that he played in that series. And I think that really screwed him up too, because he couldn't really get it going sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, you know, when people say, you know, who would you rather start a team with, that's where you got to look at, like, I get it. When you look at the results, yeah, LeBron looks like the better player to start a team with. But it's like, sure, you get a guy who needs control of everything, but how about you get a shooting guard and you build like a reasonable team around him? But with shooting guards, you get that opportunity that, you know, it's all like a flexibility where you can just drop the ball to him any place, anywhere, and like go to work. That's the thing Kobe gave Phil Jackson, Jordan gave Phil Jackson. That's the thing with Kawhi too. Kawhi would just run nice, but he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right? With LeBron, it's a little different. And I think that's, I mean, I know statistically his game is like, I mean, he's involved everywhere, right? It's like Russell Westbrook. If Russell Westbrook was 6'7", same stat line.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, his stats are better than LeBron right now, technically.
Well, yeah, his MVP season definitely.
Yeah, right?
Was like a...
But it's just what it is. Even Harden, too, dude. Like, fucking Harden. We know how, you know our thoughts on Harden.
Oh, I despise that guy.
Yeah.
I despise that guy.
It's not a good game, man.
It's a game that neither of us can watch, neither of us enjoy watching. This guy, all he does is just that step back. Dude, I freaking hate that so much, man.
And that's the thing, you know.
How'd you create a career out of that?
And that's the thing, you know, people give him credit for the result, but you can't give credit for the result because, I mean, sorry, you can, but it's just, you see that it's not working in the playoffs, you know, and at what point do you stop, you look at Harden putting up whatever, 40 points per game, and you're like, well, shit ain't going to work in the playoffs, so what's the point?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, man.
But, yeah, so going back to LeBron, Jordan. Do you think LeBron can, like, I know he's your GOAT.
Yeah.
But do you think LeBron actually has a legitimate chance to getting into the GOAT conversation if he wins this year?
Oh, definitely.
You think so?
This year, yeah.
You
this
think
year,
so?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Dude, you can't be perfection.
You can't be perfection. You also can be a guy who needed to take a break because he literally couldn't handle the stress of the NBA.
That's not Jordan. You know, there's something deeper going on.
Yeah, there's something deeper. He had a gambling issue.
Yeah.
And he needed to stop for that.
That's do with pressure.
And the reason he had a gambling issue is because of the stress of his career.
No.
My guy, he didn't have a gambling issue when he started with
dude,
the Bulls.
I'm telling you, if there's anything you can learn about Jordan from the documentary, this dude was a psychopath. He didn't give a fuck about stress, dude. His gambling issue was it's the same reason why he was so competitive. He just couldn't lose. Like he couldn't stand losing. He didn't know when to walk away. He didn't know when
exactly. And then he lost sight of what's really important, which is basketball.
Right.
He literally lost sight of what's really important.
But that's just his personality.
And another thing.
But again, we don't know that. We don't know exactly what happened.
Okay, well, you do know one thing. When Jordan left the team for that hiatus, Bulls were still a contender.
Right.
Every time LeBron has left the team, that team just literally was.
Here's the thing. There's a good counter argument to that, which is this: you look at LeBron's winning years, where his team's not stacked.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You can make the argument. Okay, he leaves the team, and the team is still good, right?
Okay.
But let's look at when Jordan won versus when LeBron won. Both teams were stacked. Nobody won with like a lesser cast.
Of course. but LeBron's also taken that like a couple of He taken 2 Cavs teams to the finals that had no business doing there.
Right, I agree with that.
That team with Big Z and Ilgauskas, and that team with my guy.
No, but that's the thing. Let's be realistic. Was the East good back in the day? In 2007 when he actually went. Did he beat any All-Stars? Did he beat any great players to get past them? Or did he just face a bunch of nobodies?
He beat a team
2007. 2007, I'm asking.
2007.
Because I got to give credit because LeBron was what, 23, 24, whatever?
Yeah, so he got drafted in 2003. He was 18 when he got drafted, so 2007 is 4 years from that.
Yeah, 22.
Okay.
Fuck.
Gotta be honest. I didn't start watching basketball until 2009.
Yeah.
That's when I started watching basketball.
Okay, but
so I don't know all the stats from it. But the fact is, he took a really crappy team to the finals. And Pistons were still a relevant team back then.
He took care of the Pistons in 2005, right?
When did Boston, when did the Big Three happen?
08.
The Big Three didn't happen the year before that?
No.
Okay, so
he didn't beat Boston until Miami.
So
and 2 years into Miami.
So Ray Allen and they came into so they won their first year that they were together?
Yeah, they were the first team to actually win like that.
Wow.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Cool. I just giving a little warning right now. We may have to wrap up soon.
Yeah, we got another 10, 15. What, an hour and a half. Decent, right?
I gotta break my fast at
okay.
8:22.
Got it.
So I gotta be upstairs by like 8:15.
Okay.
So we got a solid like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah, sorry. Side note, I'm fasting. I fast. It's Ramadan here. Fast 30 times a year.
Surviving off drinking your own saliva for the month.
Pretty much. So I gotta break my fast when the sun goes down.
I'm not doing the fasting, so.
Yeah, my guy over here can eat all the vegetarian food he wants.
Right.
He's a nice little vegetarian that
that is a vegetarian.
all the aunties and uncles out there, Saad is a very good vegetarian Sri Lankan man. Anyways. So what was I saying? LeBron and those teams.
Yeah.
Dude, even LeBron with the most recent Cavs team, Milwaukee was still like a contender. Still up there. Philly had
Philly wasn't there. It was just Milwaukee. And what did that series look like? I don't remember. I'm not talking about 2018. Did they face Milwaukee in 2018? No, they must.
2018. I don't know if you want to pull up like the actual things. Yes, in the East there wasn't much in terms of contenders, but if you take LeBron out of, for example, that year we had who was our best player that year? Would you say DeRozan or Lowry?
I'm gonna say Lowry. But...
Okay, no, 2018. So if you take Lowry out of Toronto and you take LeBron out of Cleveland, who wins that series? Hands down, Toronto. Who's
Toronto? I would say Toronto. Yeah,
hands down.
DeRozan was active too, right?
DeRozan was active. Yeah, DeRozan was active. We had.
I'll give you that. But here's the thing though. Like, we're talking about all like going up against great players, right? And I think that's where the East, when the Bulls were playing, had the better players. When Jordan was playing.
Yeah, but
the Knicks and then the Pacers, right? Because he actually had tougher competition going into the finals as opposed to being at the finals. LeBron had the other way around, right? My whole argument is I look at the winning years. Forget the journey years. I understand that's a point where, because most of the time with LeBron, it's like his system, his team. The moment he leaves, everybody's like up in the air, right? But you look at the winning years. Jordan had, for the first three, Pippen. That's it. Good coach, Pippen, and then a good supporting cast.
Yeah.
Right? Kobe, Shaq, great supporting cast, I would say. Right? That's why they were as dominant. But again, I mean, they had a 7-game series against Blazers. Like,
yeah,
they were being tested. But they got over the hump great.
And they almost lost to thing too. Was it the first 3 people
Kings?
they almost
Kings?
lost to? Not Kings, Phoenix, or was that second?
No, I think it was Kings, dude.
Yeah.
King took him to.
When was it when? What was the 2 years that thing won? Steve Nash won his.
Oh, but that Kobe was alone back then.
Oh yeah.
But you're right. Kobe was up 3-1 against the Suns.
Yeah.
And he lost.
Yeah.
Right. Forget that. But so LeBron first, Wade, Chris Bosh, and also a great supporting cast. You can't say they were
good.
Mediocre.
I wouldn't say great.
Okay, I'll say good.
Because who do you think from that?
But here's the thing though. Same with the Lakers too. Like Rick Fox, Robert Horry.
Robert Horry was good. Horry on thing.
He put up like 8
Spurs?
points. He put 8
He's
points.
one of those guys that doesn't need to put up points. He's like out there setting picks and being that body.
Right, but like Miami had those guys. Like Birdman did his thing.
Yeah, Birdman did his
thing. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. They can't see each other.
Ray came in and hit that clutch 3.
Nobody special was part of that supporting cast.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe sort of had Odom in there.
Mm-hmm.
Odom, Bynum. But again, good supporting cast. One other All-Star. The point is, obviously, LeBron has always, like, as good as he is, I just don't think he was able to capitalize his teammates' potential to the maximum. Like, Wade's numbers dropped.
Well, I mean, that's going to happen, man. Like, if you think about it.
It didn't. See, that's
you're
the
going
thing.
to say it didn't happen for Paul Gasol.
Or, like, Pippen Jordan.
Pippen's numbers went up when Jordan left.
22 points, but he put up almost 21 points per game in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, but look at NBA Finals for Wade. Wade is still putting up like 25 points.
Was he?
Yeah, he was still putting up a ridiculous amount of points.
I thought Wade was in the low 20s for most of them. Because I know in the Dallas series, Wade put up much better numbers than LeBron. Like, he was at 30 points per game.
Yeah.
But after that, it was just Wade just took a cut.
Well, Wade took a cut because, like, the thing is, when LeBron is doing his thing...
That's exactly my thing. That's my point.
But the thing is, their games are very similar, right? It's not like a big man where LeBron can just, like, dish it off to a big man. The thing with, like, Kobe, reason why Kobe and Paul Gasol did so well, Kobe and Shaq did so well, is because, like, a small man and a big man complement each other a lot, right? It's kind of hard to have 2 wings complement each other as much.
But I feel like, well, here's the thing. Let's see how Kawhi and Paul George do it. Because these are 2 of the great wings I've seen in a long time pair up. I want to see how they do. Because my point is, like, even with Kawhi, right? People say Kawhi didn't make anybody better. I say completely false. Because fucking Siakam became the most improved player with Kawhi. You can't say that about another player. Like, Kawhi didn't really take touches away from Siakam. He didn't take touches away from Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
It was just Raptors plus Kawhi. That's what.
But
happened.
that's the thing. He was like a single isolation player, like arguably one of the greatest isolation. Like he's definitely like a GOAT.
Yeah,
this guy won MVPs in 2 separate teams, like Finals MVPs on 2 separate teams. Like very few people have done that. Right.
So the question becomes, I think we'll leave for now because our guys gotta eat. So I think the question is do numbers in LeBron's career actually reflect his actual impact on the court? That's the biggest question.
That's going to be a question we're going to have to answer soon.
Yeah, because let's see now. Because I think Jordan is the GOAT, cemented himself as the GOAT. Just career-wise, let's say legacy-wise, you just don't beat perfection. Perfection can only be met by perfection or some other dude that wins 7 rings and is the main reason that they won 7 rings, not fucking Robert Horry, right? And Bill Russell, unfortunately, just because he played with white dudes, it's out the game. Like, I mean, it's just what it is.
I guess. But I also recognize that
game is better.
Bill, 100%.
Athletes are better. Competition.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say competition is better, but people are more talented.
Bill Russell also did one thing. He stopped the guy who was averaging 50 points a game, shut him down to 20 points a game.
Who? Oh, Bill and Wilt.
Yeah, that's what I say. So honestly, this was the first time me and SK decided to sit across each other and start talking about everything.
Yeah.
On the 416 drive, what do you expect from us, man?
Yeah, we're gonna be mostly like, obviously we're big sports fanatics. We want to get some guests in as well.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be talking sports. We'll be talking about random shit that's happening in our lives, what's out there in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weekly stuff, and we'll try to get out episodes every week. I think that's the goal,
That's
and we're
cool.
just doing that because we just, it's like it's just something we like doing.
Man, we got stories.
Yeah, we got stories, and we'll bring some interesting people in and to talk about their stories, and
We got
whatever.
some of our episodes maybe PG-13, some of our episodes
Rated
maybe
R.
a little more than rated R.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. This is honestly, it's our inaugural episode. It's the first time either of us have ever done anything like this. We're not, neither of us have really a media presence. I'm not on Instagram anymore. SK's on Instagram, but like we don't do the whole.
Yeah, we don't like. We're not like.
We're out here doing like
Yeah.
the flush challenge or whatever. What's the new challenge now? Rush.
I don't know, dude. Whatever.
I don't know,
Fucking
there's some
TikTok.
rush challenge going on. Like we're not big people at that. We're not doing all that stuff. We just want to get our voices out. We just want to tell our stories.
Because everybody else is getting their voices out, so we want to get ours out too. But honestly, if you guys like the podcast, if you have suggestions, advice, fucking questions, email us at the 416drive@gmail.com. No spaces in between. It's just straight the 416drive@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we'll see you guys next week then.
All right, take care, fam. All right, just.